Russian media outlets like RT India and Sputnik India have gone crazy with reports claiming that PM Modi is being targeted. They say powerful forces are scared of India's rise and want to stop it. President Putin's media is positioning Russia as the friend who's warning India about these dark plans. But let's be clear about something. India doesn't need foreign heroes coming to save the day. This is the same country that kicked out the British Empire. India has been standing strong for over 5,000 years without anyone's help. So here's the real question. Is Russia doing this out of genuine friendship? Or is this pure strategy? Are Russia's motivations really about protecting India? Or are they about protecting Russian interests? When a country suddenly becomes your biggest offender, shouldn't we ask why? What does Russia gain from this? What's the actual endgame here? Think about it. Putin's government wants India on their side. They want to create distance between India and America. They definitely want more influence in Asia. But here's the thing about India. This nation doesn't take orders from anyone. Not from Washington, not from Moscow, not from Beijing. India's foreign policy has always been simple. India first. Everything else comes second. This is the country that invented zero, that performed surgeries thousands of years ago, that built great universities when Europe was still in the Dark Ages. India knows how to handle its own problems without foreign advice. Now let's talk about Donald Trump and his confusing relationship with India. When Trump calls PM Modi great, many Indians just don't buy it. Why? Because Trump says the exact same thing about Pakistani leaders, the same Pakistan that has been sponsoring terrorism against India for decades. Trump has said, the Prime Minister of Pakistan is a great guy. The Field Marshal, he's a great fighter. He really is. He's a great guy too. Think about that for a second. This is the same Pakistan that hid Osama bin Laden, the same Pakistan that has started 4 wars with India and lost every single one, the same Pakistan that the whole world knows is the center of terrorism. Yet Trump hugs their leaders like old friends. Trump has also said about Modi, he's the nicest looking guy. He looks like you'd want your father to be like. He's a killer. He's tough as hell. But what do these compliments mean when he's praising Pakistan's leaders at the same time? For most Indians, Trump's words mean nothing. When someone praises both sides, when they call both the victim and the attacker great, their opinion becomes worthless. Trump's friendly meetings with Pakistani leaders, his desperate attempts to win a Nobel Peace Prize by playing peacemaker, Indians see right through it all. India has fought real wars against Pakistan-sponsored terror. Indians don't need lectures from someone who treats terrorists like respected leaders. Before we dig deeper into the conspiracy against Modi, we need to understand something disturbing. There's serious Hindu hatred happening in America right now. This isn't hidden, it's out in the open. Look at social media. So-called pastors are openly posting things like, Diwali is the worship of demonic false gods. No American should be celebrating it. This is a beautiful festival of lights being called demon worship. The attacks keep coming. People are posting, praying for Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard, and Vivek Ramaswamy that they turn to Christ and away from idols. These are successful Americans being told their religion is wrong. Another post to an Indian American official said, "Go back home and worship your sand demons. Get out of my country." This is the daily reality for Hindus in America. Pure racist hatred. This Hindu-hating mentality is strong in Trump's voter base. It influences policies and decisions. In Trump's America, this hatred has become acceptable and loud. And here's the scary connection. When Hindu hatred becomes normal, it becomes easier to partner with Pakistan, the same Pakistan that India sees as its biggest enemy. When hating Hindus is okay, working with Islamic extremists becomes easier to justify. Any respectable leader should feel ashamed when terrorists praise them. But Trump? He welcomes Pakistani praise like it's an achievement. This tells Indians everything about where America's loyalty really lies. Major Indian media has published shocking reports about a coordinated plan to target Prime Minister Modi and destabilize India. The full details are still coming out, but the pattern is crystal clear. Indians are right to be suspicious of American intelligence agencies. The CIA has a long history of overthrowing governments. Iran in 1953, Guatemala in 1954, Chile in 1973. The list goes on. These agencies remove democratically elected leaders whenever countries refuse to obey American orders. Now reports suggest they've turned their attention to India. Why? Because India under Modi refuses to be controlled. Because India is building its own future. Because this nation dares to challenge Western dominance. Indian media keeps publishing reports, asking tough questions. Citizens across the country want answers. They want to know what was planned and who was behind it. While the complete proof is still being gathered, the warning signs are everywhere. The timing, the coordinated media attacks, the diplomatic pressure, it all points to something organized and deliberate. But here's what these foreign conspirators don't understand. Attacking Modi isn't just attacking one man. It's attacking the dreams of 1.4 billion Indians. It's attacking a leader who was elected and re-elected by massive margins. It's attacking the choice of the world's largest democracy. Listen carefully, Trump. Listen, Western powers. Listen, everyone who plots in the shadows. India is a living civilization. No conspiracy can destroy 5,000 years of continuous existence. No foreign power, no matter how strong it thinks it is, can control a nation that has outlasted every empire that tried to conquer it. India's story will continue long after Trump is forgotten, long after the American empire falls like Rome and Britain before it, long after today's superpowers become tomorrow's history lessons. This is confidence earned by surviving every attempt at destruction. This is India's promise to its children. No foreign power will ever control this land again. But attacking Modi, that's just one piece of a much larger strategy. Because when you want to weaken a nation, you don't just target its leader, you target its people, you target their success, you target their dreams, and that's exactly what's happening right now. While Russian media exposes plots against India's prime minister, something equally sinister is unfolding on American soil. Not in the shadows, not in secret, but right out in the open, disguised as policy, the same America that plots against Modi, the same forces that fear India's rise. They've launched a second attack, this time not against India's government, but against every Indian who dared to succeed in America. You see, when a nation feels threatened by another country's rise, they attack on multiple fronts, destabilize their leadership at home, demonize their people abroad, create division, spread hatred, make success look like theft. And just days ago, that strategy went into full effect. A government video has just gone viral, not from a small nation, but from the world's most powerful country, the United States of America. And in this video, they're pointing fingers, not at China, not at Russia, but at India, at Indians. The message, simple, brutal. Indians stole the American dream. Sounds unbelievable? Wait until the details unfold. For decades, America sold the world a fantasy, the American dream, a promise that in the land of opportunity, anyone could rise. The middle class thrived like nowhere else on earth. 2 cars in every driveway, children leaving home at 18, renting apartments, starting fresh lives with entry-level jobs. Independence, prosperity, freedom. This wasn't just marketing. This was reality. American families lived comfortably on single incomes. College education was affordable. Home ownership was achievable. The system worked, or so they claimed. But something changed, dramatically. Today, over 40% of American youth live with their parents. Not by choice, not by culture, but by necessity. In a nation where leaving home at 18 was practically a rite of passage, young Americans now cannot afford to leave. The jobs aren't there. The wages don't stretch. Rent consumes entire paychecks. Student debt crushes aspirations. The dream? It's dying, and someone needs to be blamed. Enter Donald Trump and his administration. Recently, they released a video that has sparked outrage, debate, and a dangerous narrative. The video declares, foreign workers stole the American dream from young Americans. And then comes the statistic that changes everything. 71% of H-1B visa approvals go to Indians. Indians, a nation of 1.4 billion, hardworking professionals, engineers, doctors, tech workers. Suddenly, they're the villains in America's story. The video doesn't hide its intent. It shows charts, numbers, and India's name, front and center. The implication is clear. Indians came, Indians conquered, Indians stole. Trump's solution? Impose a crushing $100,000 fee on H-1B visas. Pressure states to reject foreign workers. Prioritize Americans first. Make it nearly impossible for skilled Indians to enter. The propaganda is complete. The enemy is identified. The battle lines are drawn. But here's what they won't tell the American people. Here's the truth hiding beneath the propaganda. The United States has a population of 330 million. The total number of H-1B visa workers, not just Indians but workers from every corner of the globe, is approximately 400,000. 400,000 in a workforce of over 160 million Americans. Do the math. Even if every single H-1B worker disappeared overnight, would it restore the American dream? Would it create millions of jobs? Would it fix decades of economic mismanagement? The answer is no. These 400,000 workers represent a fraction of a fraction. Removing them would barely register in employment statistics. It's a distraction, a political maneuver, a calculated misdirection from the real problems plaguing American society. So what's really killing American jobs? Not Indians, not H-1B visas, but something the American government doesn't want its citizens to focus on. Automation, artificial intelligence, robotics, corporate greed. Amazon recently announced plans to replace 500,000 workers with robots. 500,000. That's more than the entire H-1B workforce. Why? To save 30 cents per item, to boost profit margins, to please shareholders. Think about that number. 500,000 American workers replaced by machines. And that's just one company. General Motors, UPS, Paramount, tech giants across America. Month after month, massive layoffs. In September alone, 32,000 private sector jobs vanished. Companies are planning the lowest hiring rates since the 2009 financial crisis. American corporations aren't hiring, they're firing, and they're replacing humans with machines. The efficiency is undeniable. The profit margins improve. Stock prices soar. Investors celebrate. But what about the workers? What about the American dream these companies once helped build? Silence. But admitting that doesn't win elections. Blaming U.S. technology companies doesn't unite voters. Exposing corporate greed doesn't secure campaign donations. So instead, they blame India. Here's something even more disturbing. When job statistics came back particularly bad one month, Trump fired the chief statistician, simply removed him. Why? Because bad numbers don't support good narratives. Control the data, control the story, control the blame. Many economists now believe the real unemployment situation in America is far worse than officially reported. They're comparing it to 2008, 2009, the years of the great financial crisis. That's how severe the situation has become. Population keeps growing, jobs keep shrinking, and the truth keeps getting buried under propaganda videos targeting India. Trump's strategy is calculated. Impose a $100,000 fee on H-1B visas. Tell American states to stop preferring foreign workers. Release viral videos showing Indian faces, Indian names, Indian statistics. Create an enemy. Give the people someone to hate, and it's working. On American social media, anti-India sentiment is exploding, not because of geopolitics, not because of international conflicts, but because of jealousy, pure, unfiltered jealousy. Americans see Indians who arrived as workers now owning gas stations, operating grocery stores, leading Google, running Microsoft, Satya Nadella, Sundar Pichai, Indians at the top, small populations achieving disproportionate success. Indian immigrants thriving while native-born Americans struggle. The contrast is stark. The resentment is real. And instead of asking, how did they work so hard to get there? They ask, how do we stop them? The Hindu American Foundation has issued warnings. What started as H-1B criticism has morphed into Hindu phobia, into racism. Social media posts mock Indian gods, spread hatred, Demand rejection of anything Indian. This isn't policy debate anymore. This is targeted hostility. This is systematic scapegoating. This is dangerous. Here's the irony that cuts deep. India just extended its 10-year defense pact with the United States for another decade. While America targets Indian workers, India continues strategic cooperation. While American videos vilify Indians, India remains diplomatic. Some question this decision. Should India have paused? Should India have sent a message? Should there have been consequences for this blatant anti-India propaganda? The debate rages on. Even American lawmakers are warning Trump. They're saying this $100,000 H-1B fee, this political theater around Indian workers, it will damage long-term relations with India. It will weaken strategic partnerships. It will create diplomatic friction. But one thing is certain, when unemployment continues rising in America, when automation eliminates millions more jobs, when the H-1B restrictions change nothing, how will Trump face his people then? What will be his next excuse? Who will be his next scapegoat? For every Indian watching this, understand what's happening. This isn't about visas or policy. This is about a superpower in decline searching for scapegoats. Indians didn't steal the American dream. Indians lived it through merit, education, and relentless hard work in a system that supposedly rewarded exactly that. Indians succeeded using the very principles America claimed to value: innovation, excellence, competition. Indians didn't break America's middle class. Corporate boardrooms did. Wall Street did. Decades of prioritizing profits over people, outsourcing manufacturing, slashing benefits, suppressing wages. These are American decisions made by American leaders destroying American workers. The sentiment will intensify. Indians abroad will face more hostility for problems they didn't create. But history teaches, great civilizations are built by solving problems, not blaming others. India must invest in its own people and create opportunities at home that rival anything abroad.